Something that has always amazed me, and it's one of those things that is a surprise to me every time I hear it, and it feels like the first time I've heard it because I'm shocked.
Uh-huh.
Kristen has revealed many times to me that she is terrified of the Grinch.
I am. And you know how people have certain types of phobias, and you can always find it if you Google it, you know? I believe you have the fear of the submerged animatronics underwater. There is no Grinch phobia. There's not a lot of people who online say that they are terrified of the Grinch. So I think I might be one of the only ones.
That can't be true.
It is true.
I feel like you didn't go deep enough into Reddit because there has to be a tribe that you belong to.
There was a couple of people who said that the Jim Carrey Grinch, which is specifically the scariest one to me, said that it bothered them, but that overall they got over it. You know, it scared them as a child. But this has continued with me through life.
Wait a minute. I thought you were specifically scared of the Jim Carrey version. I did not realize this was even from the books.
I don't like Dr. Seuss. His stuff scares me.
Even wow, hold on. This see, it's always shocking to me because I feel like I'm learning something new about it. You don't like anything about it?
I can watch the cartoon Grinch. The cartoon Grinch is easier for me. There's something about his art style in general that as a kid, I didn't love any Dr. Seuss books. And I always just kind of smile and nod when people want to do their baby's room in Dr. Seuss style. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I really love that Seuss for you. Yeah, it scares me, has scared me my entire life, but I can watch Cartoon Grinch because I accept that it is part of the Christmas culture. But live action Grinch terrifies me to my core. And when we delve into what event we're talking about, I always have anxiety. I think I've only gone twice because I refuse to step foot near this event unless I'm with a lot of friends and maybe has had some alcohol.
For the people who don't watch this podcast, they don't know that Pepe is a guest star quite frequently, including this very moment. Does it stress you out that he's the color of the Cat in the Hat? I mean, he doesn't have a hat, so you wouldn't recognize him,
No,
but, like, in general,
he also doesn't have gloves.
this is
I
a
mean,
dream I've had for 10 seconds, and I cannot wait.
oh no.
The next time you sleep over at my house, that is the nightmare you're gonna wake up to.
Oh God. You know how people use those little hands in videos to like pet people's faces or something? You'll just have Pepe on top of me with a white glove hand just like stroking
And a
my
hat.
face and a hat.
Quite a hat.
I think part of the problem with the Seussiverse in general is just,
The Seussiverse.
yes, is just how much like havoc and mean spiritedness they have, which is don't I know. It's shocking because I am mean and I am awful and I love to be a menace. But somehow, I don't know, just the way they're drawn, they look nefarious. They look like I'm a kind-hearted menace. I feel like it's your face.
Can I ask a question? Who's
Sure.
scarier to you, the Grinch or Krampus?
Oh, the Grinch. I'm wearing a Krampus shirt.
You would rather deal with the one who likes Satan versus the one who's just like a recluse on a
Yeah.
hilltop?
Oh, did you have to ask that question?
Well, I did, but then I thought maybe she'll be reasonable. She
No, I
wasn't.
won't. I would rather deal with a goat demon than live action Grinch. Cartoon Grinch, maybe I would be okay with under Krampus, but I think Krampus and I could get along.
Just for the sake of conversation, it's 2024, so we got quite a few Grinch cartoons. We got the original old-timey one, and now we have that one with anyone who knows me knows that I hate Benedict Cumberbatch. Is that his name?
Yeah. I've only seen old timey, and I sat through 10 minutes of live action before I thought to myself, I can't do this. And I turned it off. And never have I finished it.
No, I get it. I get it. You know, we all have those weird things. And so anyone who doesn't know, based off the title of this podcast, I don't know how you missed it. We are talking about Kristen's favorite merry time event, Grinchmas.
at Universal Studios Hollywood. Do they have
to
it in
be
Florida?
specific. Oh, boy, do they. And let me just tell you, this is 2 bullet points down.
Mhm,
Universal Studios Hollywood is quaint, but Universal
mhm.
Studios Orlando is massive, including one of your biggest nightmares, Seuss Landing, which is an entire section of that park dedicated to doctors. We cannot take you.
No, I can't go. I was invited to a Florida trip. I believe it was the Halloween one, and I did not make it. But part of me thought to myself, I can't. I can't go. I can't go into the Seuss village. They're gonna have to put me on a bench outside, and they're just gonna have to come pick me up later.
So, before we dive too deep into Grinchmas,
Mhm,
we should talk about the Christmas agenda and what exactly it entails. I'm just going to point out that Christmas is usually too busy for us to do anything, right? Like there's tons of family obligation, work parties. It's hard to find a weekend to do something.
mhm.
So a lot of these things are basically just November for us, and then we go silent in December for the Christmas events.
I think sometimes we will find one weekend in December to do one of the 3 things, just so that, we see each other. But yeah, it goes straight from we put Halloween to bed on the 31st, and November 2nd, we're putting on our Christmas best. We're getting ready for some fake snow. We are fa-la-laing to a theme park near you, and we are experience whatever they have for their Christmas offering.
So I think I know what's at the bottom for you, but what is at the top in terms of theme park Christmas adventures?
You know, on maybe this is gonna be a hot take. I like knots.
Whoa, okay.
I think Knott's, and this may be because I've been to Knott's more recently than anything else. I just got back from a trip a few weekends ago, and it was the first weekend of Merry Farm. And I was with my brother. And so I think maybe seeing it through someone's eyes for the first time, because he hasn't been in forever, I was like, damn, Knott's pulling it out for me. We didn't see Snoopy on Ice because we did go with my nephew who is a teen, and he wouldn't do a Snoopy. But there were the carolers, the old timey carolers. They had their famous Knott's weird marketplace.
That actually might be famous.
It
Do
could be.
you get any weird tea? The poop tea?
No,
Anyone who goes to Knott's knows that they have one tea booth, and it sells a tea that just makes you shit, but they call it a detox tea. It's very good. I get it every time. 10 out
yeah.
of 10.
So I still have some of my poop tea left. So I didn't get any, and also I didn't really want to buy anything. But then I immediately broke that. It was at the end of the trip though, and Matt said we could do this. We did get something for the house. So, but I didn't buy any weird shit for myself. I just looked at all the vendors and I went, ooh, the lady who has the fake pies, she has fake cakes this year. And you know how I feel about a fake cake.
Homie, she's had fake cakes for years.
I've never seen the fake cake, only the pies.
I got my mom one once.
I thought it was a pie.
No, I got her a pie and a cake. Different years.
Maybe she only does cakes at Christmas time. I don't know, but the cakes looked really good. But I walked on by them, I looked at them, and I said, "No, ma'am, no. You're gonna have to give some money to a house in 60 days."
Who is in the market for fake desserts? Like, my mom was previously the only person I knew who actively put fake desserts out as home decor.
I mean, me. There's a lot of people who have fake desserts, I found out, because I have a lot of weird adult hobbies, and looking into fake desserts and fake bakes, as they are called, I found a lot of stuff. So, and the people sell them at craft fairs. Like, there's whole videos about how to make money on your fake bake business. And I'm like, okay. So there's just all these ladies out here rolling clay into pies and taking them to a craft fair and selling them.
My mom did tell me she doesn't want any more. She said I have too many fake desserts, and she needed to be cut off.
She's only got 2 though.
No, because she had these long before I bought them for her. So she's had
Oh,
other ones, which is why I went
okay.
to Knott's and I saw the really beautiful ones. I thought, "Oh, Terry's gonna love this."
The ones that you got her, were they better or worse than her previous ones?
They were definitely homemade, I'll say that,
Mhm.
But my mom also has fake bread, like fake
Ooh,
croissant.
a fake croissant. I was expecting a fake baguette, and she could put in a little basket on her table.
No, no. She has the Italian style kitchen, so the baguettes are not for us. Although that doesn't make
Oh,
sense because why would she have a croissant?
yeah, I was gonna say croissant. I don't know. I started taking Italian on Duolingo, and one of the first words they teach you is croissant.
Is this recent for you?
Yes, this is like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my god. When are you gonna speak Italian?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm in a weird place. I thought
Uh,
maybe I could learn it in hopes like of going on a vacation there and being able to speak, at least ask where to go to the bathroom, you know?
yeah, that's probably good. Get those conversational things. Ask to how many coins it costs to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I'm Italian, so I thought, around this time of year, I always, wax poetic about I don't really have a connection to my family and blah blah blah, and it's always really depressing for me. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna get into this and just do it for me, and maybe it'll make me happier. Like I also am reading a book on Italian folklore, The Christmas Witch. So I don't know. It's all part of this weird stuff that I'm doing to try to not spend money. This is the kind of stuff that happens when I'm not allowed to spend money.
It's true because I spend less money when I'm busy, but sometimes I'm busy spending money.
I mean, I would love to be busy spending money, but alas, when we go to whatever our Christmas destination is this weekend, I've already let Alyssa know, please do not let me buy anything. I cannot
And I
if
won't.
I can't eat it, I'm not buying it.
Amen. Amen. And then we can even hit the McDonald's, get the cheap
Yeah.
40 nugget meal. Why
Yeah.
not?
And a Christmas pie, the holiday
And
pie.
maybe this time I won't throw up on a bus if we do have it. That, my friends, is a callback. Please listen to our previous episodes. They're not as
What
good as these ones.
Yeah. Ooh, well, so another callback is if we do go to McDonald's for Christmas, the McRib is back, baby, which I excitedly texted you a screenshot of the email that I got telling me that the McRib is back. So maybe, we can Lady in the Tramp a McRib and meet in the middle.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried one. And I also think it's crazy that you're on the McDonald's mailing list, that you were notified.
I use the McDonald's app. So, well,
Oh my
they
god.
send me important announcements like the status of the McRib.
Do they have Christmas pie? Like, they have the apple pie, like the pumpkin pie?
It's like a custard.
We gotta get back on the
I know, we
subject.
gotta
We're
get back
we're
on
going
track.
crazy. We're going crazy. Okay. Thank you for asking me what my favorite Christmas activity is.
You led me on a tangent. This is your fault. You did it.
My favorite, and someday someone's gonna find this out about me. Well, they already know because I think we've said, I love a slow-moving boat ride in at Disneyland. My favorite rides are the Mark Twain and It's a Small World, and I
Mhm.
fucking love Christmas Small World. I
Yeah.
fucking love it. It gives me so much joy. So I gotta say Disney.
I will give you it is pretty. It is beautiful. But Disneyland doesn't really, fail in terms of decor. And, I do love the Haunted Mansion holiday, but to me, it's more of a Halloween than Christmas movie, I guess.
Oh my god, I fucking disagree so hard.
I'm sorry.
I
I
will fight you.
I know you will. The ride itself, though, is more Christmassy because they do just focus on the entire Christmas part. But, I think we go so much. This is the first year we haven't had passes, so I'm saying Knott's for the charm this year. And I know it's controversial, but that's my vote for now. I'll come back in 2 years when we finally go to Disneyland, and I'll be like, "Oh, I love Disneyland instead." Who knows? I'm a fickle person.
What I'm hearing from you is that you prefer Knott's, I prefer Disneyland, and that puts Universal Studios at the bottom, which is fascinating since we're talking about Grinchmas today.
Well, I don't think other than Hogsmeade. that Universal really does any Christmas stuff other than Grinchmas. And if those are the only two options, then yes, Universal is at the bottom for me because half of their Christmas offerings I'm terrified of.
So we haven't been there in a while, but this year they do have decorations in Nintendo Land. They look very cute.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I personally think Hogsmeade Christmas is stupendous. So
It
it's really great to me.
it is beautiful. I do like the Hogsmeade portion, but don't they have snow on Hogsmeade all year long anyway?
Yes, it is a wintertime village.
So to me, it's kind of like, well, I could go in the summer and all
Yeah, but they don't
decorations.
have lights, they don't have the garland out, they don't have the new Christmas sweaters to buy.
Yeah.
You're missing out. Let's talk strategy of us
Yes.
going to Universal Studios because
Mhm.
it is a theme park that I wanna say, are ready to leave as soon as we arrive. Every
Yes.
single time.
Yes.
When I lived in Burbank, Kristen would often drive to my house, and then we would drive from my house to Universal Studios together, right? So it would usually take about 15 minutes to drive. Parking at Universal is terrible. It really is. You get in this huge parking structure. If you're lucky, you get in the Jurassic, but most likely you're not, and you're gonna have to park
Mm-mm.
in ET or Curious George. Takes about 20, honestly, it takes like 10 minutes to walk all the way from the parking lot. But we're slow, and I know how we are. I know we're gonna stop for a coffee. We're gonna go to Hot Topic. We're doing bullshit. So
We're
it
gonna
takes
go
us
into the
forever.
Sephora.
Exactly. Just to get from the car all the way into the front of Universal Studios, it's a nightmare for us.
Mhm.
It's user error. But every time we go there, it is packed to the brim with people. And that is not a park that is good for people. I don't know.
No, they just don't have the infrastructure to support the amount of people who show up. For being a theme park, they really don't have a lot of rides. They got rid of all the shows. So, except for Waterworld, why don't they have a Christmas Waterworld? I would go to that.
Put some lights on that water tower. I will go.
Instead of it being who's the bad guy in Waterworld?
The what is his name with the eye patch? No, it's fine, whatever. Well, it'll come to us.
Or instead of, being the hero who is the man who can swim underwater, what if Santa is the star of Waterworld?
Oh shit. Or Jesus?
Oh. What if Santa and Jesus battle it out?
I think they're on the same team. I don't know.
No. Growing up in a very, Republican Christian home, no, Santa and Jesus are not on the same team. In fact, Jesus probably wants to get rid of Santa because he's taken all the shine off of his birth and being the reason for the season.
Who's making all that artwork of Santa praying in the manger over baby Jesus?
Catholics.
Because I see this at the Hobby Lobby. I know they're out there.
Catholics. Maybe a little bit more like lax Christian, but like the terrifying Trump voting a Christian type of household that I grew up in. No. Santa bad, Jesus good. Let me tell you a little something about what happens at the Christmas dinner at my family's house. A happy birthday Jesus cake comes out, and you have to sing happy birthday to Jesus. The candles are red for Jesus's blood, and it's decorated with the cross because he died. He died for our sins, and it is wild. And for all of my life, I had to sit through this.
That is some white people shit, I gotta
It
tell you.
is white people shit, and I hate it. That's why I'm trying to learn Italian, because you know what? I gotta get some better holiday traditions going on in my life other than the happy birthday Jesus cake. So,
Well, that is a different type of white, but yes, I see what you mean.
they got a witch flying over, throwing presents to people. It's better.
That's true, yeah. Well, Jesus and Santa are sadly not at Waterworld yet. What do you do? What do you do at Grinchmas? I was thinking this, and I don't know if you have the outline open.
I do.
This is lower on the list, but I'm just gonna start it. How am I always drunk at 9 at Grinchmas? How does this happen? And I know how it happens.
It happens because we get there really early because
We rope drop.
we rope drop. And because we think we're going to get on a ride. I don't know why we rope drop. Well, for Grinchmas specifically, it's always very crowded. So we try to rope Grinchmas so that we don't have to stand in as many lines. There are still so many lines. But, so we get there at 9 a.m. The first thing we got to do is get a drink. I'm already anxious. So I'm like, sure, I'll take a drink at 9 a.m. to help me get through this terrifying day so that maybe on the way out we can go sit on the tram and I can disassociate while I forget about what happened.
I just don't think I've ever been sober at Grinchmas, and I know that that's exactly right. We get there, we look at the line for the Grinch, which is
Mhm.
always at a minimum 2 fucking hours.
Yes.
I once went with Paige and my sister. We waited 3.5 hours. No joke, 3.5 hours. We all took breaks, right? Some people sat, some people, stood in the line, some people got drinks, some people got food. It was just god awful.
Well, yeah, and there is that bar area that's right there. So it's very easy to wander off and just get like a Michelada
Oh my god.
and then come back.
Jesus Christ. But something I will say, when you meet the Grinch, that fucker talks to you for so long. He knows you've been in that line for 3.5 hours. That man gives you so many photo options. He does individuals, he does groups, he'll make TikToks with you. He does it all. And I thank him for that.
You can thank him for his service. I always just hang back, and when it's my turn, I say, "No, let me go to the dog." Also because he's doing all that, that is the reason why the line is 3 hours long. So maybe if the Grinch just gave a hug and shove, A, the line would be longer, and B, I could possibly stand next to him for 5 seconds, take a picture, and if he offered me a hug, I'd be like, "No, I'm fine, thanks," and then just get out of there.
So the line is also extremely long because that motherfucker takes breaks to go do the shows. He'll be in the line, he'll be talking to you, he'll disappear. The show will start. He'll go on the stage and then he will do his little part, he'll disappear and then come back in the photo line.
And we never watch the shows. I know
Well,
it's further down on it's further down on the outline, but since you mentioned it, we never watch them.
I'm going to disagree. Because I lived in Burbank, I would sometimes go after work, right? Like I could have a bullshit evening or I would just walk around for an hour. I
Mhm,
really like the tree lighting. I think it's very beautiful. I
mhm.
think it's moving. I like a tree lighting. I don't know.
I also love a tree lighting, but in our scenario where we get in and we get the fuck out, we don't ever stay long enough for the tree lighting.
That's
So
true.
for me, I rarely stayed for the tree lighting. I think the only parks that we will really stay on till the evening in is Disneyland. Sometimes we've made it to a nighttime Knott's, but very
I
rarely.
think we leave Disney by like 6 every time.
Well, we do normally, unless we're watching a night parade, unless, we're feeling a little
Mhm.
frisky and, maybe you don't have to get on a plane till the next morning and then a magic happens is going by and, oh, oh, wait, can we watch Merlin? Sure, let's stay.
The use of the word frisky was so odd there because someone told me if I'm a pervert, but that's usually sexual to me.
Well, it can be, but frisky can also just be that, you're a little bit energetic, you're having a little bit of a good time. It's not always sexual. Thank you very
No,
much.
I guess you're right. I've just never heard it used in a non-sexual situation.
Well, I love a parade man, so maybe it is a little
That's
bit.
true. It might be frisky for you in particular.
I don't have a favorite magic habit parade man, so it was for once it was not sexual.
But don't you like when Merlin hikes up his dress?
I do, but that's for a different reason. I'm not like jonesing for him to ask me out on a date or something. Right.
What about the blue-haired faux hawk men? Or they have
No,
the Jimmy Neutron.
I love everything about Magic Happens, but I don't think it's that I have a sexy parade man fantasy for that one.
Would you say it's the least sexual parade for you?
Yes,
Can I ask you another kind of weird question?
sure.
Do the tire men in Paint the Night do it for you, or is that too weird?
I've only seen Paint the Night once.
You have seen Paint the Night more than that.
I think I've only seen it once or twice. I don't really remember a lot about it except for the big truck.
Oh my god, I don't even know you. I went for a run this morning, and I listened to the Paint the Night soundtrack, and I thought, "I can't wait. Can't wait for this to come back."
I mean, I'm excited because everyone loves it, and I've only seen it a few times, and I don't know what was happening with me during those 3 times, but I don't remember any of it.
That's insane. Okay, so you're gonna have to weigh back in on the tire men when the time is right.
Okay. We'll have an update. Did I find the tire men sexual? And did I love it? So, we'll see.
Okay, good, good. Okay, so I'm going back to the outline. What do you do at the Jubilation? You meet people. You meet the Grinch, and then your favorite, you meet the dog. And the
Yep.
dog is never more than 5 people long in a line.
And I don't know why, because the dog is the best part. He is so cute. He's very well trained. And when they did have the animal actor show, they would always tell you which dog came out and did the tricks. They're like, oh, yeah, this is Max. He's practicing for Christmas time.
My issue with the dog is that, we're photo girls. We're there to look
Mhm.
cute. We're there to get content. I mean, not so much anymore. This is us in a lifetime ago.
Mhm.
It's hard to look hot with the dog because the dog is on a little perch. He's got his antlers on. And then what am I supposed to do? Just stand like what pose do I do to be with the dog?
There's a difference between you taking pictures and me taking pictures. How are you going to look hot is your question. And my question to myself is, how do I not look so dumb? So for me, I think we have different agendas. I just don't want to look stupid. And so I just usually stand there and then look stupid. Just
Or adults at Grinchmas, usually dressed in like really festive garb. Like we already look stupid even before we got in the line to take the picture with the dog.
that's true. But just my my normal level of stupidness is it's always just magnified by the fact that, yes, I am an adult in a big poofy skirt and I'm taking a picture with a dog. How do I not look more stupid than I am? Or how do I look nice, I guess?
I have one photo of I don't know if you're in this, but it's 4 girls with the dog. It's one of the dumbest looking things I've ever seen in my life. I'll send it to
No.
you privately because I can't
Okay.
post.
I've only met the dog once and it was a solo shot.
And I think this is maybe one of the best and worst parts of Grinchmas. You get to meet so many Whos.
The Who makeup also scares me. Don't like
I don't know how they breathe.
Neither do I, because whenever you hear about someone having to do like a nose apparatus or something for cosplay, they always say that their nose starts to run. So, how much snot is just sitting in them snouts all day, especially when it's cold?
What's not? How's not? Who's not?
Who's not? That could be its own Dr. Seuss adjacent book.
You know what else is interesting is that the Grinchmas area is in one very tiny circular pavilion right in the middle of the top level of Universal Studios. It is fenced in, so there's only one entrance and one exit.
Hmm.
Once you are in, it is packed shoulder to shoulder. Somehow, some way, the Who's will look you dead in the eye and go have a conversation with you. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if there's 10 little kids next to you, they will find you because they think that's a weird adult and they
Yeah.
will chat you up.
And inside, I'm always dying and counting down the seconds until these people leave. I think it's part of the live action makeup that scares me the most. I don't know what it is. Like Uncanny Valley, I just don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. And also, any sort of character interaction in general, like as an adult, makes me anxious. But having such like a scary looking Twilight Zone esque person talking to me makes it 20 times worse.
I have this in the outline and it says who's more of a how for how do I get out of this? Because they will talk your ear off and it's different. It's different than Disneyland, right? You go and you meet Belle. You talk to her about books. You talk to her about the beast, about the castle, her father. You know Belle, you know her backstory. It's easy
Mhm.
to have a conversation. even if you don't want to. The Who's, what am I gonna talk to them about? Christmas? Because usually they don't have anything to say about Christmas in general. They'll ask you something random as hell,
Yeah.
and, like, you'll see, oh, they have, like, a baseball uniform on. Maybe I talk to them about baseball, but, like, why is there a Who in, like, a Little League uniform? Like, it's weird. What do you do with that? I can't riff with these people.
You run away. That's what I do. I just hide behind everybody and hope that no one comes my way and makes me talk. And it fails. It fails. It's always failed. They always single me out and they always want to talk to me. And I always just make it so uncomfortable that they leave.
They need to. They must know. They must know adults don't wanna chat with them.
They gotta. I don't know, but there are some adults that go and do love talking to the Who's and the Grinch. So maybe we are just in the minority in this.
Well, I like talking to the Grinch. I just don't wanna talk to the Who's.
There are a lot of people who go and dress up and have like the Cindy Lou braid hairstyle who go and like want to take pictures with them.
So I have 2 thoughts for you. Maybe my issue is that I like main characters and main characters only.
Well,
Cindy Lou, I can talk to her. I know what's going on with her. I feel for her. But like the guy in the baseball uniform, the mailman, what do we have in common?
he's just a poor townsperson who's had all of the joy sucked out of the Christmas season. And can't we all relate with that? Let's be honest. As adults,
Wait, who are you talking about?
the people of Hopeville, they've had the life sucked out of their Christmas.
Well, my issue is that they never address that topic with me. They're asking me about random things.
I wonder why they won't talk about Christmas, though. Wouldn't you think that that would be like the main point of conversation?
I wanna say yes. You know, I was also thinking why they are the way they are, and I'm sure they try to keep you busy so that you feel like after you've left the area, you feel like you've gotten something out of the experience, even though you were really just in a big crowd. Something I don't like about Cindy Lou, and I know that there's no other option. It's weird that she's an adult.
Well,
It's
yeah,
weird.
it's child labor laws. I mean,
Yeah, and
every
frankly, I, as an adult, I don't wanna be in a situation where I'm going to a meet and greet to meet a child dressed up to go to work, right? It's weird. The whole thing is weird. But I also don't wanna meet an adult dressed like a child. It's weird.
but aren't most Disney characters maybe 17?
I don't wanna meet them either.
But it's more acceptable. I guess the difference is Cindy Lou is supposed to be like what, 9? She's
Yeah,
like a
I mean,
child versus a
Ariel, she's 16 years old, daddy, and then that kinda looks like an adult, vaguely. Vaguely like a more adult human, even though that's not even a human, it's a
old enough to
planet.
be getting married, my man.
Yeah, well, she knows what she wants. But yeah, Cindy Lou Who as a child, it's weird. Don't love it.
Yeah, but you know what are you gonna do unless they're gonna hire a small person? And I think
No,
also that would be not acceptable.
I know you're right, 100%, there's no other way to do this. Or you could just do the Harry Potter approach and not have characters around except the main people. You know what? Just give me the Grinch. I don't need anybody else. Oh, maybe that hottie, Martha May.
Yeah.
We gotta have
Yay.
Martha May. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and this could be something you disagree with, maybe not. I think Grinchmas has the best holiday food offerings,
I
and
do.
I know it's only like 5 things,
I was gonna say it's 5 things, and it's always the same 5 things.
but they're always hits.
They are.
No skips.
No, no, and it's consistent. It's consistently good, you know, whereas sometimes, especially with Disney food, with them coming out, like, with different food all the time, and you never know what to eat because everyone says, "Oh, this is good," and then you eat it and it's shit. And same with Knott's. Now they come out with new food every year, and you can't decide what it is. I like having a consistent menu that's consistently good, and I know that at least I'm going to enjoy the food when I go because God knows I ain't liking anything else about this event. So at least give me a cookie and a hot dog.
If you get one thing at Grinchmas and
Mhm.
it's not the Grinch donut, I don't wanna fucking hear about it. You have to get the donut.
I like the donut, yes. But
But
no, I was gonna say
oh,
I'm a hot dog girl. I also enjoy the hot dog.
but I
I
think the
like
hot
this,
dog is just a normal hot dog.
but universal hot dogs slap. Have you ever gone to that mummy dog? That
That is a corn dog, my man.
but it's still the same type of meat.
No. Oh my gosh. I literally can't let you tell me corn dogs and hot dogs are comparable. These are different animals. This is like a crocodile and an alligator.
It's
You've offended so
meat.
many people in my community, the hot dog
It's
community.
it's a beef frank shoved into a bread casing, and the difference is the bread soft or is the bread crunchy?
No, because a corn dog is fully wrapped and a hot dog has an opening, a window to the universe. There's a corny exterior with one. I didn't realize this could kill our friendship.
Like them equally. I like a dog.
No, there's nothing wrong with liking them equally. It's your blatant disrespect to say that they're the same thing.
Sorry, I take it back. They're different.
Thank you.
Sorry I offended. I'm sorry I offended the people, the corn dog people. Uh, I think it comes from, Matt works at Costco and I'm always and forever begging him to bring me home a Costco hot dog because I love those bitches.
Well, I'm glad you could get a hot dog at Universal Studios.
I love the hot dog.
There is something on the menu this year called the Max hot dog, which I don't really know what that is. It is 22-inch beef hot dog, which is annoying because Universal always does this. They do the same item and just give it a new name. Like this was once the Texas Chainsaw Massacre hot dog, which we got and it was great.
It was great.
And I think it was a Chucky dog. I just was triggered to remember the time we went to Wiener Schnitzel together. I think you're the only friend, honest to God, I've ever been to Wiener Schnitzel with.
I fucking love Wiener Schnitzel. And the only Wiener Schnitzel in my area is a walk-up Wiener Schnitzel. And fuck that. Fuck that. But you know what? Where I am going, one of the only places is a Wiener Schnitzel. And it's a drive-through, baby. Wiener Schnitzel all the time.
They're gonna have your fucking picture on the wall. They're like, this bitch is here again.
She's the only person keeping the Wiener Schnitzel in business.
I already know you're gonna walk up there with like your pajamas on.
Well, Matt specifically likes to buy the Wiener Schnitzel can of chili because they sell it. And he goes home and he makes his own dogs.
It's funny you say that because I have often thought, who is buying the Wiener Schnitzel chili?
It's Matt.
But that checks out just from everything I know.
He loves it.
Is Matt really into does Matt like A1 sauce? Like steak sauce?
I don't know. Good question.
Someday ask him because he seems like an A1 guy.
Yeah, I think he raw dogs his steak. I mean, I raw dog my steak.
Is your steak well?
No, it's a medium.
Good. Okay. A little pink.
Okay, so the friendship is saved over the steak.
Well, I'm still thinking about the hot
The hot
dog
dog.
because you're fucking racist.
Maybe I'm doggish.
Can't believe you. Anyway, we gotta talk. We gotta talk about Grinchmas because there's other things that we don't do. You know what we do? We go to Grinchmas. We stand there in our really cool Christmas outfits. We look around. We panic because the lines are too long. There's so many fucking people. It's hard to get cute pictures. That's how I end up drunk every time. And you know what we do?
Yes.
We get a little snack afterwards. And then we finally find a bench to sit down. And then we think, let's go to Hogsmeade. Every time. That's how it is.
And sometimes if we're feeling brave and it's not too cold outside, we'll look at each other and go, how long is the line for Jurassic World?
Or, you know what? I used to really enjoy the tram when they would have the Grinch come out and do a little song and dance in Whoville, but what's the point?
It got burned down.
Yeah, what? I don't want to go if he's not going to dance.
Now it's just where the cars are.
Were you with me the one year we waited for the tram and the Grinch was just entertaining people in the tram
No.
line?
No, because I would have fled. I would have been like, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I can't go on the tram. Someone text me when it's time for me to get on the tram. And if people yell at me, I'm just going to have to tell them that the Grinch terrifies me and my soul was going to leave my body. I think it happened a couple of years ago where a family hired a Grinch to come in and entertain at a child's birthday party, and the Grinch came in and just fucked up everything and left, and they were mad about it. And I thought, well, that's what the Grinch does. How are you angry about this? But then they showed the footage of him, and he was very chaotic. I was like, I can't handle this. Also, people online who do sexy Grinch dances during the holidays. Yeah,
Who's doing sexy Grinch?
I think it's one lady. She'll do the sexy ghost face during Halloween.
Oh, yes, okay.
I know that we follow a person who does do sexy Grinch every year, and I'm just like, I can't. I know you're trying to be funny. God bless you. I can't. It's not for me. I'm not your audience.
On the subject of off-brand Grinch, in
Mhm.
my parents' neighborhood in Bakersfield, California, there is a man who, for some reason, owns what is called the Grinchmobile. It is a mobile. I don't know the technical term, but it looks like the Grinch sleigh, and you wait in this long line in our neighborhood, and
Uh-huh.
you go for a ride just around the block. It's free.
I don't understand how this is legal.
It looks like a sleigh, but I think it's like a golf cart kinda thing.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought maybe this was like a car that had been, like modified to be a sleigh.
Well, something modified it. I don't know, but I've only been in it a few times. I don't maybe I should go this year?
Maybe. Is there a Grinch? Is there an off-brand Grinch there?
There is a man who wears, like, a Grinch-style outfit. I don't think he has, like, the face painting on, though, so you're
Okay, so
safe.
maybe I could do it. Maybe I can go in the Grinchmobile. Would Terry give me a drink before?
Oh, my mom? Of course she would. My mom doesn't drink, but she has a lot of wine that she likes to pour for people.
Okay. I think I would need a glass of wine before I embarked on this journey, but, yeah, I could do that.
Good, good. We've talked a long time about the Grinch, and we'll just briefly mention the other things we don't do. We don't
Mhm.
watch Storytime with Cindy Lou Who, because I already know the story of the Grinch, that's why I'm there. And there's one, I don't even know if I've seen this, because it's probably just in the background when we go. The Hoobie Doo Wops musical performance.
I've seen footage online. I don't really press to do things at Grinchmas. I'm usually just there waiting waiting for us to say, "Hey, you wanna go on the tram?" And I go, "Yes, bless, please, someone get me out of here." "Do you wanna watch Waterworld?" "Oh, yes, yes, I do. Take me out of this hell, please."
Or for me, it's like, can we get another beer at the Three Broomsticks?
Yeah, happily. "Does anyone need to go outside and use the bathroom? I'll go with you. I don't care if I peed 10 minutes ago. I'll go again."
But every time I go to Grinchmas, I do have a fun time, and I don't know if it's because we're so miserable that it's hilarious and I like being with friends and complaining about shit, or if it's because it's actually a good time. Because the decorations are cute, right? I'm a little drunk, I've had a weird donut, I'm talking to a lot of people, I'm usually
Mhm.
looking cute, you know? It is kind of fun in the chaos.
You could also do that at Knott's Berry Farm and or at Disneyland now at this point.
But I will not have a Grinch donut.
But, you can have a weird boysenberry wine and something out of the bakery. May not be a donut.
A Snoopy with, like, a Santa hat.
Oh, that dry ass cookie that is so good for
I've
no reason.
Yeah. Why do we get it? Because I know they're not good, but we do get them.
Because there's something about the cookie that is great. Even though we know is it just that it's very cute?
Yes,
Don't know, don't know. But
100%.
we also do this to Disneyland. There's always, like, the Mickey dry ass cookie as well, and I think we've learned better. We don't always get it, but there are some times where that cookie just hits. Maybe you're sitting at a parade.
I love that fucked up chocolate chip cookie at Disneyland that's shaped like Mickey. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
it's bad.
Oh, yeah.
Every time it's bad, but I can't wait.
Also, like, worse than that one, the shortbread cookie.
Oh my god, the worst.
The worst with, like, the sweetest royal icing that you've ever had in your entire life. Oh, put that cookie in my veins. I wonder, now, having not been to Disneyland for several months at this point, are we gonna love it? Or are we gonna realize that we were bamboozled all these years?
No, I think we'll be the same Disney adults because at the core, we're still rotted. We're still terrible. We're
That is
still
true.
Disney adults. You know, we still like bullshit in a lot of ways.
Just to bring it back to the Grinch, we were at Target the other day, and Matt knows that I am also scared of the Grinch. But I think Matt also did not realize that I'm scared of cartoon Grinch because there was a Grinch-centric sweatshirt. And he was like, "Oh, why aren't you getting this?" And I was, "Because I'm terrified of it. And why didn't you point this out to me?" And he also said, "I didn't realize that it was all Grinches." And I said, "No, it's a whole thing. We gotta invent a word for it, like a fancy phobia word. Like,
I'm
what
not
would be
smart
the
enough to
word?
do that. Somebody who knows Latin can probably come up with this for us.
One of our 5 listeners.
Paige,
Paige,
Kristen's brother,
Harry.
Ari, or can anyone come up with something?
Pete, I brought you the descendants. I fostered the descendants relationship. Give me a name for this weird phobia.
All right. Well, I think we've said all we need to say about Grinchmas. Number
Yeah.
1, should you go? Absolutely. Number
Mhm.
2, should you drink and eat? Yes. Number
Yes,
3, should you leave immediately? Probably.
absolutely. Go to one of the other areas as fast as you can.
But go, meet the Grinch. Send a postcard telling the Grinch how much you love him. Make your little heart a little bit bigger,
Or just be a little bit more scared.
a little more drunk. I don't know.
Well, we did it, everybody. We talked about the Grinch. I made it through. I got to edit the episode, so maybe I'll get scared again just thinking about him.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. So, maybe a little bit of housekeeping. We have talked about the fact that I am moving. So, as you have noticed, we are probably not on a weekly schedule anymore. So, it's probably going to be bi weekly for a little bit because, who knows when I'll have internet after I move.
Oh my gosh.
Every time I've moved, I've seemed to have like 2 or 3 days where I just don't have internet, and it's the worst days of my entire life.
What if TikTok is gone by then?
I don't think they're gonna be gone because 'cause they're going to the Supreme Court.
I can't live a life without TikTok.
Neither can I.
I won't know anything about this planet.
No, no, because Instagram ain't it, you know?
It's dead.
It's dead. It doesn't have the same algorithm.
It doesn't read my mind. It doesn't
Yeah.
know what I want.
Instagram shows me Grinch things. TikTok knows. They're like, "This girl, she's terrified. Don't show her any Grinch or she will scroll right past."
All right. So we're gone. We're here. We're there. Be back in the new year with a lot to say.
Well, a little bit after the new year. I'm moving at the end of January.
All right. Well, I'll ask you, Kristen, when can we leave?
To the Grinchmas?
Literally to anywhere.
Oh, anywhere. As soon as possible. Please get me out of my house.
You got it.